Oh. Welcome into the Gamers Lounge. We are still doing the 2 episodes, right, John? We're still doing that. So we're in episodes 24, 124, and 125. Welcome into the podcast live stream as well on Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge on YouTube and then on Ahman Green TV here on Twitch. I'm your host, Ahman Green, along with my good friend and teammate, Jon Ahman. Man, John, how you doing?
What's going on, Ahman? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Just finally recalibrating from last week. Last week, like we talked, was interesting. Funeral, fender bender. I got to Friday. Like I was just talking to you. I went down to in your neck of the woods in Madison. Went to a golf event for charity. Good cause. A guy who passed away a few years ago, probably like 2015. And when he passed away, he left back behind a wife and 4 kids. And so the charity event was put in place for help his kids, get to college and help his wife with finances, stuff like that. And then once the kids went to college, went to high school, college, graduated, and now they're saying, you know what, we're gonna keep this thing going because they had so much outpour, so much support for the family that now they hand out scholarships to local kids in his name. I think the last name is Damon, the family name, and my man Pooch Gang, who comes in the chat sometime, who's a big streamer on Twitch as well. He invited me down months. He did his homework. He did it. I think he invited me back in March of this year. He's like, "AG, put this on your calendar." I said, "Yeah." I said, "What's the cause?" And then he told me. I'm like, "I'm in." It was so yeah. Did that, but then came back Saturday. Was like, I'm burnt. I'm good. I've been traveling on the highway. I probably put 400 miles on the highway, 43 and the 41, 94 and all that nonsense. I'm like, I'm chilling out. I am doing nothing. I don't think I left the house. I don't think I left the house since Saturday. I've been home, which is fine. To the gas station one time, watch the car. That's about it, John, man. It wasn't. So what's up with you, man?
Same thing for me, Ahman. Like I had a really chill weekend where I didn't do anything, and those are both fun, and then at the same time can get a little. I can get a little antsy when I'm not doing anything either because I'm just sitting around. And here's what my brain goes: hey, it's August. I know it's kind of. I think it was raining. It was kind of gloomy out, but like
it was raining here on Sunday as well. Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, but still in my head, I'm like, you could still be doing something. There are places with buildings where you don't have to get wet. Like go do something. So part of me is just like, stop chilling and just laying and doing nothing all day. But on the flip side, it was pretty fun. Now, one thing you said too, we were talking right beforehand.
Yeah.
That you got to drive a Tesla.
Yeah.
One of your buddies let you drive
I'll tell you. I'll finish that story in a minute. I'll let you tell your story.
Well, I was just gonna say, like the Tesla, like, man, I'm now before the show, I'm distracted because I'm just looking up different models of Teslas, and they just seem like such a fun car to own.
It is, and it saves a lot of money.
Yes.
I'm trying to talk wifey into getting one. She's hard. She wants to get a Cadillac Escalade, so that's gonna be. I try to hint it up, drop hits. Hey, what about that Tesla? What about this? Let's have that conversation again. Let's try to open up that chest. She's like, no. Oh, but I'm trying to. I'm gonna keep chipping away. Chip, chip, chip,
But
chip
are
away.
there different SUVs? Maybe not Tesla, like
Yeah, like
SUV.
yeah, they're all expensive now because I looked at the Cadillac, the E
Yeah.
is over $100,000 right now. So that means the cheapest is probably like 70.
Ouch.
Yeah, and we know, and then I know Ford has theirs. GMC has electric. All the companies now have electric, so that's the good thing. We just gotta find one that my wife likes. That's all. That's the game plan. You know, I gotta find one that the wife likes. You know how that works, John. We all do. That are in relationships and in a marriage. Hey, your wifey, gotta approve certain things. Some things is on you. Some choices just on you. You're like, oh yeah, that's a me decision. Don't have to run it past her. Boom, dig it. But other decisions, like, all right, gotta sit down. We gotta have counsel. We gotta talk about this. If not, it's gonna be rough. Hey, I'll pass it on to you. Yeah, go ahead, John.
I was gonna say, and speaking of money, by the way,
yeah.
Bet Online is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports, contests, and events with first-to-market odds and lines. You can find reviews and news for every league I'm on, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. And Bet Online continues to be the top online resource for all your sports information. From all those live in-game betting, props, and futures, head to Bet Online today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. So use our promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV50, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts.
Yes, indeed. And it's esports. You can bet on there, which is very cool, which has been around for a while, but I think people are like, oh, I could drop the money. You better know the team, though. It's not as obviously on TV. You could go to ESTV Plus, though, and find more content on what teams are really good to bet on. So you got to do your homework before you drop that dime in there, John. So we're going to hand over the quick hitting news bites in the world of video games and esports, John. And you got something that's in our realm of what we talk about. And I like this conversation right here.
So have you heard all the latest around the Disney Plus series She-Hulk? So some of the visual artists for Marvel have been at a backlash a little bit, responding, saying that their working conditions have not been ideal, that the turnaround times have been very, very quick, and there's a lot of pressure to put out a subpar product. And that comes after people criticize the CGI in She-Hulk. And then the artist came out and say, hey, listen, we've got these working conditions causing demands to work an unsustainable number of hours. This is from Hollywood Reporter, resulting in second-rate visual effects and mistreated staff. So I have not watched She-Hulk yet. I've not watched an episode, but apparently the CGI is getting a little bit of some slack. And hey, the visual artist is saying it's because the conditions were put in to crank out some of these products. And this gets back to Mon. We love that Disney Plus is feeding us Marvel and feeding us Star Wars. But from just my opinion, but what makes it great is the quality of work. It's not that you gave me a bunch of Marvel stuff and I just picked out what I like. That's a bad way of doing things. In my opinion, you want quality of work. So if She-Hulk needs to get delayed, and I understand that's a totally different world and they're working on budgets and yada, yada, yada. But from a pure artistic standpoint, let the visual effects people create some badass visual effects because you're going to like the show better.
Exactly. Putting people in that type of pressure cooker, in terms of timelines, obviously deadlines, things got to be done in a certain time just for production and promotion. We understand that, but when you put pressure, remember we're human, and these artists and these directors and these executive producers we're human beings at the end of the day. And to see the series, I think it started, or watching the previews anyway, the previews look good. I mean, it's hard to find somebody that could be a She-Hulk character without CGI. I'm not saying nobody's that size, that tall, that can't be out there, but it's tough. But so to make the product, like you said, really good, sometimes it takes time, and to put that type of pressure on them, it's unfortunate to hear that for the people at Marvel, Disney Plus, because obviously they're putting out good product, and this is just you see two sides of the face right now of the story. Basically, it's putting out great content. They have fantastic movies, fantastic TV shows, but also this is the part of the grind too, to make those great TV shows, to make those great movies for us as fans. But then the workers on the flip side, now we're finding out about their storylines that it's not so easy. It's not so, I say, rainbows and sunshines and everything like that.
Yeah, so. And I just hope that Marvel takes note and that quality control is perhaps implemented a little bit more, because just once again, speaking from a fan perspective, I think in the grand scheme of things, now, once again, they're going to talk about money, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking from just creating awesome content, which is your movies and visually stunning effects. From a fan perspective, I want it to be awesome. So if it takes a little longer, just don't put your employee under that type of condition. Give them clear-cut goals and let them make it look great. Don't force anything, because once you start forcing, you're going to put out some stuff and we're going to look at it on our 4K televisions and go, that
looks so odd.
That looks interesting, so let it be great. Don't settle for less.
Remember that video game Cyberpunk? All the problems they had.
Right.
And, during crunch time. So, and in the video game world, that's called crunch, where you got a deadline for a game and you got every employee in the building working crazy hours or working under tremendous pressure to get the video game done. So this is the same instance here in the movie world, the TV world. It's that same idea here. So to the chat real quick, thank you, Harry Boyce, my man, gave me a follow. JFK, sub in 17 months in a row, appreciate it. And Big B says, Ahman and John with a hello on it. How you doing? And then the Bear fan is in the chat as well, along with my man JFK. And JFK said, can't wait for She-Hulk. They have Groot coming out August 10th. So Groot is on there already. So today, I Am Groot, the little TV series. You remember the little Vin Diesel's character, which that, to me, thinking about that, he only had to say 3 words over 1,000 times. So
just different inflections.
Different inflections, pronunciations. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. So yeah, that's out. That's actually when I turned on Disney Plus today to watch a little bit more of Miss Marvel to get ready for our talk later on. I Am Groot was on there.
Wait, is I Am Groot like a live action or animation?
I think it's animation. You can't really tell because he's already CGI, He's a CGI. So this, goes into not just what She-Hulk CGI artists are doing. They're working on other projects all at the same time. So this, like I said, you can't tell if it's CGI or real life. And I think it's CGI, or like full animation. I think it's the CGI part is definitely Groot. Just like if you remember his scenes in Marvel movies where he was CGI and everything around him was more live action. So I think it's kind of a mixture of both.
So these are like 3-minute episodes.
Is that what they are? I didn't see. I thought they were full 20, 30-minute episodes. So they're shorts, huh?
A series of shorts, exactly. I have episode 1 is 3 minutes, 3 minutes for 2, 3 minutes for episode 3.
They did that. I've seen other series they've done on Disney Plus. They did a Star Wars, like telling stories of the Jedi and different androids, stuff like that. And it was only 5 to 7 minute shorts. So okay,
we should do the entire I Am Groot series when it's all out, and just watch it in bulk, and then
recap it.
Yeah, recap every 3-minute episode. No, just all at once. Yeah.
No, we could. Oh yeah, that'll be the way to go. So my storyline. So remember that story last week? A few weeks ago, I talked about the streamer who put out the challenge for the Halo 2 Impossible mission, right? So someone actually got it.
No.
Yeah. So let me see here. So it said it was impossible, like it was, to be on that level. You on Legendary.
Yeah.
Legendary, John, and for anybody listening in right now, Legendary level on Halo is basically the NPC, so the other characters in the game. When they shoot at you, it's pretty much a one hit and you're dead. So you really got to move and you had to be accurate with your shots as being Master Chief. So we had the streamer Critical, the YouTuber Charles Critical White. He posted a $5,000 bounty to beat Halo 2 on the highest difficulty setting, which is Legendary, like I mentioned. And then every bonus challenge modifier turned on without dying. And so in 18 years since Halo's release in 2004, here in the article by way of Kotaku, So White's challenge stipulates that the whole run is streamed on either YouTube. You got to stream it on YouTube or Twitch by July, and no one has successfully stepped up to the plate until last month. So White tacked on an extra 15 grand. So he started at 5,000, put on another 15 grand for the bounty, basically to beat the challenge. And most observers keeping tabs on the challenge. So Jarvelin, and a relatively private streamer, kind of quiet, but he is popular amongst his fans. He picked up a modest following. So this is the guy who actually eventually beat it, John, and records on variety challenges. So being the first person to complete it, sure enough, he did it a few nights ago, I think over the weekend. And actually, you can watch the stream. It's a 6-hour stream. Obviously, we're not going to sit here and watch the 6-hour stream. And I thought it cut to the end, but you got really watched all the way to the end on the video on YouTube here to watch him basically beat it. And so this is pretty, sweet, and it's for him to beat it. It's like it just brought me to Ready Player One, the movie. Have you seen that movie? And how they had to do all these different challenges to get the key to unlock to the next level, or to unlock to get all the money eventually at the end of the movie. So this kind of reminded me of that, because I'm like, okay, he's the first to do it. Who's going to be next in line? And then is somebody going to be that person? Who's obviously he's Percival, because Percival was the guy who beat the challenge in the movie. But who's going to be the guy? I can't remember the name of the guy in the game, in the movie, in the book that I read. I read it years ago before the movie came out. But whoever puts that challenge out there for somebody to do this, because every game has different challenges like this, and Halo being one. And I think for every Halo game, it has skulls in it, and so there is the opportunity to run that game without trying to die, and people putting a bounty or putting a cash challenge on it. I think you put cash on anything, you're gonna get people to do it. So I think this was pretty cool and pretty awesome. I think one day when I have nothing to do, John, I have 6 hours to burn, I'm gonna watch the whole video. But until then, I'm just gonna cut to this last 30 minutes to see how he wraps it up, that game. Because I beat all that games, and just to beat it on Legendary, just normal, like with the skulls off, it's a task. So to have everything on, because everything, the skulls, when you turn on a skull, I think it has the breakdown at every skull in here. Let me see here. It has, let me see. Let me scroll down here a little bit. So here it says he brought a Banshee. So on one level, it talks about he brought a Banshee, violet color. It's one of their alien spaceships in the final boss fight in Tantarus on the Great Journey level. So the final fight takes place in a series of circumferential platforms hovering over an abyss. Pinpoint precision, you have to be, because if not, the jackals, who are the snipers, the alien snipers, they will tag you real quick, and it's over fast. And I'm just like trying to get to. They didn't have which skulls he had turned on at that time. But every skull takes the enemy in the game, their power up, their accuracy, how many grenades they throw. They throw them all the time. So it talks about that's what the skulls do. They turn on everything for the bad guy in the game. So he went through all that and was able to beat the game. So I thought that was just, like I said, it just gave me the thoughts. Okay, now it's going to be like Ready Player One. You got to have people kind of get this challenge, but you got to wait for the money to be out there first. I say if you're going to try to beat it, and it's not going to be easy. Just be ready for that, John. You think you're going to go for that in the Rocket League challenge, John?
I know I wouldn't be able to complete it, but shout out to Jervelin, who did then win that challenge, because the way we were describing it the last time when we had this story is just how difficult that would be. Mm-hmm. And for someone to do it and win the 20,000, that's pretty cool. Like I said, I think I said at the time, like, if it's so hard, let's make it more than 20,000. Let's make it worth our time and see if somebody does it. But somebody did it like a month later or whatever, how long that's been. So that's pretty impressive, man. That's pretty cool. I was looking at the stream. I was trying to fast forward to the end of the stream,
right?
To try to see if I could find a timestamp, but man, I can't do it while I'm live here. But that's a 6.5 hour stream. You might want to go tackle someday.
Yes, or 30 minutes. Just click on the end.
Yeah, just go to the end.
that'll be the smart stream watcher. Just click on where it says 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
You know what? Just go to the end. That's kind of my feeling sometimes in the NBA when the season is dragging out toward the end. I'm like, let's just get to the playoffs. Can we just start the playoffs? Because I'll have something to watch every night. And We're just wasting time.
You're probably not the only fan to think that for any sport, for that matter.
Yeah.
College football, college baseball, college basketball, women's basketball. You can say that to any amount of sports, because especially with some of the way the football season goes for players or for teams, i.e., let's say Detroit Lions fans, they like, you know what, let's just get to the playoffs. We're not going anyway.
Right.
So let's do this. But they got a good shot this year. Dan Campbell's putting together a good squad there of coaches. And they got the Hard Knocks now following them. I don't know if you watched that. I caught a little bit of it.
Yeah.
And they had Deuce Staley. Remember, he was a running back for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
And Aaron Glenn, who was the defensive back for the Jets during my time. And Deuce I know he was a character. I never was his teammate, but just seeing him from afar, I could tell he's a trash talker. Yeah. And him and Aaron, and so Aaron's coaching DBs, and Deuce is running back, and they just showed them in a clip where Deuce is totally like completely trash talking him and the defensive backs. Like, we're gonna kill y'all. And he's saying everything, but they, it's on HBO, so everything goes. And we're gonna kill y'all. You're not gonna be able to stop no running backs. You can't tackle anyway. I was like, oh my God. This is interesting. This gets funny, right?
It's so cool. I love Hard Knocks. You get that behind the scenes footage that you were a part of for so many years, but we as fans, we don't get to see that. And then to see all the new, like you said, just to see the people like in your era too now do Staley on that. I think it's so fun. I think we should all have Hard Knocks cameras following us around making episodes of our life. You know how cool it'd be if we had like professional episodes of our life and we could tune into like anybody's channel.
The question is, how long would it take you to be like, you know what? I'm not acting no more, because you're gonna kind of put on a acting John, because everybody's listening. Eventually, you're gonna be like, no, I don't care if the camera's in or not. I got to go hard on this one. I got to go in on this. I got to be myself. How long would that take for you? Is the question.
Probably forever, honestly.
Where you break it. You're like, you know what? I can't do this no more. This is me now. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna talk how I talk.
I don't know, because like in my head, I'd be thinking, well, those cameras, everything they're recording, I'm gonna have to watch 5 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now.
Right.
And so in my head, I'm always like, because I'll say this, a few years ago, more than a decade ago or so, my friends and I found some old VHS tapes of us from high school, late high school, just goofing around, whatever in his basement. And we watched those and we're like, well, those videos need to be burned, because I cannot stand watching myself right now. I feel like a little immature baby, you know what I mean? And so like, I don't know where I was going with that story, but I'm just like,
it's interesting though, because having the cameras on you, and I see the mic'd up players all the time on the sidelines and stuff. And the guys that you can tell, the ones that either know how to do, how to act with the camera or with the mic in their path, and the other ones that they're just talking to be talking. That would be me. I'm just running my mouth to be running my mouth. I don't know what I'm supposed to say, trying to say something. But we're going to take it on to that. Now we're going to segue into this or that. So that fun conversation, John.
This or that.
All right, Ahman. This or that is brought to you by the Sonos Ray soundbar. I love my Sonos Ray soundbar. The vocal clarity, the bass, set those EQs up. It's changed the way I watch my television now. Ahman, I'm sure it's probably changed the way you've used your television too, but it's like everything is cranked up. And now when we have we've been having dance parties at night at the house. So we crank up the Sonos Ray.
Okay. And
it can handle the sound, and it sounds awesome. And that's, just how cool it is. It's very minimal design. And I just love the vocal clarity, and I just love the sound. Like I finally upstairs have some big sound coming out of my TV.
Right.
And it's all thanks to the Sonos Ray. It's jam-packed with power. So check it out. You got to go visit Sonos.com.
Hey.
Shop Ray. Yep.
I better get a next invite to that dance party. That's all I better say. I'll bring my Sonos too. So then we got back to back. We got more. Boom. We're going to have the neighbors saying, hey, turn it down over there.
Exactly.
Hey, turn that Ray down. Turn Ray down.
They must have the Sonos Ray. They must have shopped at Sonos.com.
All right, here. All right, here's the first one, John. First on the list here. We're talking about food here, buddy.
Cupcakes and donuts. This is so funny because the other day, 2 days ago, we went out and went to the donut shop in Madison. the family.
Mhm.
And in my head, I'm like, I wish they had cupcakes too. Because I'm like, if I bought a donut, it was delicious. But I'm going to go cupcakes because of that. Because I'm like,
Okay.
cupcakes.
I'm a donut fiend. I have a little sweet spot in my taste buds for donuts and sweetness. Out in Los Angeles, when I go out there, it's a place we're not far from LAX. It's called Randy's Donuts. It will change your life. Next time you go to California, John, please let me know. I will text you the address. So as soon as y'all get off, get Avi, get your wife, get your bags, get your rental car, Uber, whatever. First place. Now, don't even go to the hotel first. Go to Randy's first. Get 2 dozen of glaze. Will change. No other flavor. They have thousands of great tastes of flavored donuts, but boom. Go get the glazed at Randy Donuts in Los Angeles. Shout out to Randy Donuts in Los Angeles. It's the best. Right off of I think it's La Cienega or somewhere in there, right by the LAX airport. Change
okay.
Donuts.
Okay. Once again, I agree with donuts. Check out that link I sent you. By the way, if you can share that with everybody, it's exactly what you're talking about. But cupcakes all day, says JF Cake. I get it. I like the cupcakes as well. Yeah. But when I get a donut as well, so this is what I ended up getting. Just straight up glazed. Like, I don't get fancy with my donuts. I'm not putting sprinkles. No.
I mean, I have to be in the mood for sprinkles or maple syrup and donut and bacon. I got to be in the mood for that. If not, just give me the straight glaze. I got it up now. Here we go.
So
that's Randy's Donuts, babe, people.
That's Randy's there. It's going to go through a little video.
Look Awesomeness. That's beautifulness.
Look how fluffy that dough looks.
It looks so good.
Oh, there they go. They go in the
yumness.
The glaze on top.
I'm in a foodgasm right now. Foodgasm.
Look at that. Sugar sprinkles.
So delicioso. Muy delicioso.
So that's Randy's Donuts, huh?
That is Randy's Donuts.
Look at that.
I think donuts lose it for me because of the jelly filling. It's not a good variant. Oh, the jelly filling one. I got you. Yeah, some of the ones that get creative, they try to fill it up. And that one, it has churros. You see that, John? That has churros on it.
Churros. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Unfair. You can't combine 2 desserts.
They have Captain Crunch and they have Crunch Berries. You see all the Crunch Berries?
Yeah.
Right here. Hold up. I'm gonna telestrate this thing like John Madden. Oh, you missed it.
Oh, dang.
You missed it right there. But they have the Captain Crunch Berries. And we have, what's this? Roto Eat Trick says, I gave up sugar and this video just gave me diabetes. That is an awesome remark right there. Hey, that's what I'm gonna let it run one more time. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Foodgasm.
If you're watching on Twitch or YouTube or
you're on Twitch on YouTube right now, you're having a foodgasm with them on right now. That's so good.
Like you guys do your thing.
That is so delicious. Oh, look at the sprinkles. How they being? Look at they got the slow-mo to the sprinkles and everything.
Man,
and look at it. There's that was Fruity Pebbles right there, which I don't eat, but that looks good on a donut.
Churros.
There's the churros. Oh my God, they just killing me right now. They love it. Ooh, what's that? It's like double maple syrup. It's extra thick. I don't know what that is. It looks so good though. And it gets slid into the tray, and they're piping hot. You ever get them piping hot like Krispy Kreme? Oh my God, they just literally melt in your mouth. We gotta come off of that. All right, okay. I'm about to pass out.
Sorry. All right. Next this or that.
Next this or that, John. Another food one. One. I'm sorry. Another sweet one. And by the way,
cheesecake or tart, I will go first because I'm going cheesecake. Like if we went to the restaurant right now and we were sitting down for dessert and they're like, well, we've got 2 desserts, Ahman and John, cheesecake or tart. I'd be like, just give me the cheesecake. Like, I don't even want to know about the tart. Like the cheesecake is usually too delicious.
Yeah, I could see that. But I'm gonna go tart because I like the lemon tart. I don't know if you're a big fan or if you ever tried one. Again, lemon tart. Yes. If you love lemons, will change your life. My wife and my mother-in-law, I'm so blessed that they're great cooks because I could get 2 versions and they both taste delicious.
Oh, that's awesome.
Great tasting lemon tart from my both. Like I said, boom. I can ask either one. Babe, can you do the lemon tart thing again? Or mom. Hey, how you doing? It's my birthday. Can I get a lemon tart, please? Boom. All right. JFK says Voodoo Donuts, which I've been to, and Randy's. So I've been to both. I'm gonna have to go Randy's. JFK. I've been to Voodoo Donuts, and they're good. But it's like Michael Jordan or LeBron.
Okay.
Two great players, but Michael Jordan. Randy's is Randy's. Voodoo's Donuts is good. They got a couple ships, a couple championships, got some good taste and stuff. But Randy's, like I said, it's my first stop off the airplane. And when I go, I'm going to California from Wisconsin. You think I go to the beach? No. I go to Randy's Donuts. That's my first destination. Randy's every time. So just like Michael Jordan, who did Phil Jackson go to when he did this? Triangle, get the ball to number 23. That's it. So this to kind of say, this to let you know where that on my level I am on.
If we don't get a sponsorship with Randy's Donuts, there's something wrong.
We have to. JFK in the chat said, maybe cheesecake, red velvet. I've had that at Cheesecake Factory. That's very good. But I love my lemon tarts too. I'm a lemon tart guy. So I got mine. So we got JFK. He said he's going to go cheesecake red velvet. All right. John, next one on the list.
All right. Next one
now,
on the list.
We're away from the food. We're far away from the food.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to
hotel or hostel. I've never stayed at a hostel. There's always just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Reputation from movies. I don't know.
That was the first thing
right
in my head. I was like, I'm gonna see where this one goes.
Well, from movies that, like, I don't know. I always feel like someone could rob you or something like that. Take your kidney. Wasn't there a movie like that? Wasn't it called
Hostel?
Was that Hostel?
Part 1, 2, and I think it was a 3. I'm like, man, they getting these people.
But I'll stay at the hotel. I mean, they change your sheets for you, and some of them give you free breakfast. So.
I believe that. I think at a hostel they don't do that. You just come in that thing. You got a room.
Yeah.
They may give you a bed. It's over in Europe.
You may have to share with somebody.
Right, and you may not know them.
Yeah, that ain't
you're
happening.
Backpacking across Europe, and you got your 3 friends, and the 4th is like, who's this 4th? I don't know you. Oh, we gotta be in here. So we got Roto Etrick, or if I'm saying this right,
Roto Hetrick?
Is that right? Roto
Hetrick?
Oh, Roto Hetrick says easily hotels. I'm gonna be in Europe real soon, so I might stay at we're staying at a Marriott, so I'm in a hotel. I wasn't definitely not a hostel. But from the movie sake, reputation, like you said, I would be a little sketchy of hostels right now. I think the movie Hostel gave hostels a bad name. They might actually be pretty good. We don't know. The Stone Samurai says, yeah, I've seen the movies. I stay at a hotel and take my chances. See? And that's what I don't think the writers of that movie, even though it's a fantastic horror movie, you want to see a slasher where they destroy the victims, okay, go see it. But for the hostel business, I think anybody who owns a hostel will be like, I'm not happy with this movie. This is not good. This is not what we look like, what we represent as hostels.
All right. How much do hostels cost?
Good question. Look it up, John. I don't know. JFK said hotels don't know where hostels are located. Most hostels I know are over in Europe. JFK. So in America we call them motels. More down, more affordable, right off the highway. The hotel, well, not the hotels are not right off the highway, but most of the motels are just, has that. It always has an eerie look about them when you see them. You think Bates Motel, you think hostel. That's where the motel is at here in America, anyway. So Roto Hetrick, that's his name.
Okay.
Roto Hetrick. Thank you, Roto, for that clarification there. We didn't want to mispronounce your name anymore.
So real quick on a hostel, Ahman.
Okay.
This is from the internet. A hostel is a lower priced inn of sorts that offers basic shared accommodations. Typically, a hostel features a large room with separate beds, a shared bathroom, and a communal kitchen. Some hostels have private rooms, but the lower cost ones generally offer bunk beds. And you make a reservation. You say you want to stay. $10 to $60 is kind of the range for a hostel.
That's not bad pricing. Not bad. Sounds like a Residence Inn. Because you got the bathroom, you got the kitchen area, and it's
But like a bunch of people share it all.
Like people you may not be traveling with, basically.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They'll sell the same room to 4 different people. Say, hey, yeah, your room's open. Oh, so you gotta get your mind right for going for a hostel overseas. Just know that you may have roommates that are not with your travel group. So
Mad Style says we should go to Hostel World on the internet to find hostels all around the world. Okay. Nice.
And he says the Stone Samurai says how hostels are cheaper, but often due to lack of amenities and the amount of people they allow. Okay. Got it. Very cool to find that out. Get educated. There is a literal call. Yeah, Hostel World, find hostels around them. Interesting. Now we know that, John.
Okay.
See what happens when we play this or that?
Yeah. I might stay at a hostel now if I decide to travel internationally. I don't know.
It's economical.
It's very economical.
Got to see the photos. If they have a rating system and pictures, so you got to do that first. If it has that eerie look from the movies, then you're like, okay, got to just think about it. Be smart. Next question.
Ooh, games. Connect 4 or Tic-Tac-Toe.
Some of the greatest games that's been around before. Well, they were around video game time, but this was probably before and during video games, and they still hold strong. I mean, they got the big pieces of that you could play a big tic-tac-toe little thing or a big Connect 4 thing. It's like life size now.
Yeah, yeah. So my first thought here is tic-tac-toe is all you need is paper and a pencil, essentially. Something that, where you can have dirt. You don't even need paper and pencil. You can play tic-tac-toe. So it's very versatile that way. But it's very quick and oftentimes results in ties.
True.
Which is not very fun. So I will go Connect 4. It's more of a traditional game. Now I know you're going to need the board or the thing itself, but kind of like a longer game. It's not. You're not going to end it in like 30 seconds.
Nah,
you're going super fast. So
yeah, I'm gonna go Connect 4 as well. I'm with you. I like the strategy of it. You try to fake people out when you're dropping in the little checkers. JFK real quick says, "Hell no, I'm going with John. No hostel for me. The Fountain Blue sounds nice."
I don't want to see. I picked hotel just to be clear.
Right.
Like defending my this or that.
Yeah, there you go. So we got Roto says Connect 4 is where it's at. Yes, it is. And then Mad Style says Connect 4 is GOAT. Fight me for that. We're not gonna fight you. We agree. But JFK is gonna go the other way. Tic-tac-toe hasn't lost in years. So you undefeated, JFK?
Baloney.
Is that what you're saying? Since grade school, because that's when all of us started playing tic-tac-toe. I would say it had to be 3rd grade for me, and obviously playing it at home against my mom and dad. So you saying you undefeated? I'm gonna say Tom Brady is defeated. He lost a few games. Just say you're undefeated. We got to go at it then, JFK. We got to go.
Challenge accepted.
And he says, if I go first, I haven't lost. Ooh, got to coin flip it then.
What's that strategy? Isn't there like a tic-tac-toe deal, or if you go somewhere all the time, like you can win, like JFK?
Yes,
like
I forgot. I knew it. Yeah, I looked it up one time, but it's been a while since I looked it up, so I'll look it up again. But it's like you make a first move in right corner or left corner or middle, one of the two.
I don't remember.
The move after that, you're good. You got the victory wrapped up. All right, and our last this or that of the day is from our man Eeyore, who is dropping a lot of this or that ideas. This is a great one, John, from our childhood here.
Yeah.
Were you able to watch any of these movies
as a kid? I mean, what years are we talking? Revenge of the Nerds or Police Academy? Yes, but we're talking years ago.
Right.
Revenge of the Nerds is from 1984. Police Academy.
Mad Style says, hands down, Police Academy. We had comedy. We had a little Benny Hill-ish stuff going on. We had a little, TNA. We had all that. Both had TNA. But the one show I know I couldn't watch as a kid, and I probably would have got in trouble. Or my mom said, "You better not watch that, boy." Is Revenge of the Nerds? I guess obviously they saw a preview of it or caught wind of it, and I was like, "Dang, I can't watch it." Dang it. As I got older, though, I finally watched it. And I was like, "Oh, this is what I missed out on." I wasn't as a kid though. You're like, "Oh my god,
I
boobies."
love Police Academy, but I have, like I said, I haven't watched these in years. But like you said, there's a lot of they show quite a. I don't know.
Well, Police Academy, had Bubba Smith, former football player, in there, which is cool.
Okay.
Having him as a cop, and then they had a good crew of cops. They had the one guy that always he just scream and yell, almost like he had adult ADD or something. Kind of sound like Tasmanian Devil. I can't remember the actor's name. He had long hair, white guy, long hair, and he just sounded like the Tasmanian Devil when he would talk. He was like he was bothered by something. And I liked him. I liked this guy. Steve Gutenberg was the main guy. He was the guy that was kind of like.
Is that Bobcat Goldthwait you're thinking of?
Yes, that's his name. That's his name.
Okay, it sounded like that.
So Stone Samurai says Revenge of the Nerds. JFK, Revenge of the Nerds. Lambda. That was the fraternity. Yep, in the movie. Roto says Nerds as well. And his Stone Samurai. 80 movies were a wild time. Yes, it was. 80s. Early 90 movies, crazy as meth, as all get out. And then Matt Style says Mike Winslow as Lavelle Jones and his 6 FX were otherworldly.
Yeah, his sound effects. So
his sound effects. He did the beatboxing. He had an album out during that time. I think he put a sound like an album of him and all his voices, and that he did. Yeah, during that time. It was Bobcat, man. John Bobcat. Thank you, Master. Oh man,
album.
I think he put an album out. I think he had a whole album out of him and all his sound effects because he did everything. He did, spaceships, airplanes. He could imitate people's voice. That was him imitating people's voices was easy, but he could do like a spaceship taking off. He could do
everything.
Helicopter. He'd make a sound like he's 20 dogs, not just one dog. He could be barking and it'd be like you think it's 20 of them. It's just him barking at everybody. And it says, man, okay. It says what? It says, man, his guitar riffs with his mouth were spot on. Yes, he tried to do Jimi Hendrix or something like that.
That's I've heard people do like guitar stuff with their mouth, and when they're really good, it sounds freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm just like, That's a lot of practice, John. That's a lot of practice.
Yeah, it is. That's why I imagine, like, what was he like, Michael Winslow, as a kid, like growing up?
He probably drove his parents crazy.
Right? Yes,
100%.
exactly.
Or they motivated him. Like, continue to do it, baby. Go ahead. Go sound like a police officer. Go sound like the ambulance coming down the street or whatever.
Like, I got some stuff to do. Go ahead. Go make your noises.
Go make your noises. Make it sound like there's a dog in the house so we can keep people away. Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Michael. Yeah.
Good job, Mike. All right, you got a talent. Didn't know it was going to turn into that. That's great. There you go. So, John, take us to end of the show.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning into this first half, the first half of this week's Gamers Lounge episode. You can listen to our game releases of the week and what's on stream as we continue to review Ms. Marvel on Disney Plus. That's coming up in the next episode after this one. Thanks for listening. Brought to you by Bet Online
and Sonos.
And we're back. Sorry. Did you ever see the video I was talking about with that?
Yes. It only was the joke that it was real short.
Oh yeah. It was Jimmy Fallon's doing that on SNL, and we're back. I don't know. Welcome back. Second half of this week's Gamers Lounge podcast. If you missed the first half, we had a very riveted edition of This or That.
Riveted.
Or hostile cupcakes or donuts. It was, yes.
I like how you put riveted on there.
We also talked a little bit about She-Hulk and someone winning that Halo 2 Impossible Challenge.
20 grand.
20 grand.
All legendary, all skulls on. They did not die. You can watch the stream. It's on YouTube. His name is Jervan?
Jervelin. Yeah, Jervelin.
Check
out
Jervelin.
The last episode. If you missed that, go check it out. It is time now for our game releases, and we're going to review Ms. Marvel coming up here in a little bit.
All right, and then here we go. Like you said,
release the games. It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
All right, John. We're starting with you first, mi amigo.
Okay,
We got
so
some fun games up here. I'm a little jelly, but it's all good.
by the way, none of us picked Spider-Man. I thought I'd leave the remastered Spider-Man coming to PC for you, and you didn't pick it.
I was, but I'm like, everybody knows that's coming out, and they probably beat it. I beat it. I played it on PlayStation 4 and walked through it. I don't think it would be nothing. Oh my God, that's cool.
Right.
New for everybody. So that's why I want to talk about something new that's out there and fun for people to see, like these two games that you got.
Okay. So if you want, the Spider-Man got remastered on PC. But my pick, do you have the first? What's the first one you got listed for me? 2 Point Campus?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 Point Campus is a university management game that allows you to construct and run a hallowed institution of higher learning. Running courses such as night school, internet history, and virtual normality, your task is to create the optimal condition for students to thrive. So you're like the head of this university. You're running a university. That's the game. And
okay.
Right?
Future dean of students can play this game and be happy and learn it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know, man. It just seems very interesting that you're basically just trying to make money for the university, right? And make the students, you're trying to turn a profit, and you're trying to get the students all happy, I guess, and put your management skills to the test.
Hey, see, this is why I love video games, because they put something that like a real work job, and make it seem more like, oh, it's really easy to do. It's not hard because they put it in this platform, of gaming. And so it's just time management, managing people, building stuff, building out a budget. So you learn all this stuff, don't even realize it. And then now we got future dean of students, and they're going to say, oh, I played that game 2 Point.
Right. And it's interesting, too.
Was it 2 Point Campus? 2 Point Campus.
It presents it in this fun video game world way of doing it. So it's not boring, like I'm managing a campus, or here's the forms. You know what I mean? It makes it fun. Right. And you learn things, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I was playing years ago. It was a game called Watch Dogs. The first Watch Dogs, John, came out. ... That might actually be a game I could play. This is a friend of mine who is also a former teacher. So she's definitely right on that. She could probably do all this on her own right now. But years ago, I had a game played. I played Watch Dogs, and it taught me how to play chess.
Oh.
It was a game within the game. So, you do all the main missions, but one of the side missions, I beat the game. And then one of the side missions, you go to this cafe in the game and you sit down on this. It was a chess cafe. And you go in there and you just play chess. And so I went back in that store. Like, once I beat the game, I was just in that. I was like, I'm going to want to learn chess playing my video game.
That's crazy.
I'm like, that's pretty fun.
Game within the game.
Game within the game, John. So what's your next game here on the list, buddy?
All right, next game on our game releases.
Spectrum present useful.
We got a Spectrum commercial
called Voyage.
There we go. Hold on. Spectrum threw in a commercial.
Hold on. Spectrum.
There we go. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Where are we at? So we're watching this on Twitch and on stream for the new game Voyage on PS5, Xbox X, PS4, Xbox, and Switch. And as you can tell right off the graphics are kind of
it's kind of like the game.
It's like a cartoon, like a
cartoonish.
Yeah.
You sure, John?
So I'm trying to find the recap I had on this, and I can't find it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, hold on.
It looked like hold on. I think this is the Voyage, right?
I've got it.
Yeah, you got it? You got it? Okay.
It's a cinematic puzzle adventure title. It focuses on a collaborative approach. Let's see here. Oh boy, I'm failing the Voyager one right now.
It's all good. See, you know what? This is kickback from last week when you told me South of the Circle was a terrible game that I picked, or whatever you said. You're like, I'm so bored with this game.
Oh, that's probably right. Yes. Voyage, relaxing, beautiful cinematic journey of exploration, writes one website, is a side-scrolling casual adventure game.
There you go, side-scrolling. There it is.
Just to find the actual description of it.
Yeah, it's a quick preview too. Oh no, it's almost over. It's just like the little graphics.
I don't know.
Right
that
here.
seemed very mellow and
Very mellow game.
And kind of like not as exciting as built. Now I kind of want to go run a university after watching that one.
And Mad Style says this after that game. He says, "Man, the amount of ridiculous hours I put in Power Wash Simulator is embarrassing." So Power Wash Simulator is similar to 2 Point Campus because obviously you put more into the game. You could be the president of the university that you build out, just like with Power Wash Simulator. You become the tycoon of a power wash business in the world or in the city, wherever you're located. There.
Build your own power wash. Where'd it go? Like business. Build your own power wash business.
Right. It's like making it happen.
I bet it's really fun. Like the thing with real power washing that I'm sure this video game, now I'm distracted by Power Wash Simulator.
Right.
Is it's really satisfying to get that grime off and make something shiny and new again.
Hey, I love vacuuming my cars and taking them to a car wash. Actually, once we're done with this stream today, I got an appointment at the gas station with my Hummer, knocking off all the flies on the windshield. Yeah, that is a love and necessity for me. I love cleaning things, getting stuff picked up. It's so relaxing.
It is.
That is a true statement. That is a true statement here. All right. I found some fun games too on game releases of the week, John. And here we go with my game here. Start it up. And this is called Lost in Play. This kind of like reminded me when I was a kid, you know, playing around out. Even though I was solo, I grew up by myself, you know. So you have, let me turn that down a little bit because it's so loud. So you go a feel-good adventure game with brother and sister, as you see here, as they explore the dreamscapes and befriend magical creatures lost in their imagination. Toto and Gail must stick together and solve puzzles to journey back home. This whimsical puzzle adventure game will make you feel like you're playing a cartoon. Well, it looks like a cartoon. Great artwork there. This developer is Happy Juice Games. Now, that's a great name to play for or to write for or code for, whoever. Happy Juice Games there. And publisher is Joystick Ventures. You can find this on Steam and Switch as well, of course. Switch, Nintendo. This is up their neck of the woods. I don't know what that chicken was doing. That was funny.
Amon, Lost in Play. What was that chicken doing? I don't know. That when you first started that animation, it reminds me of like a trailer for a new Netflix animated comedy or something. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was phenomenal. It looked like a brand new TV show. Like
I said, it says living in a cartoon show, but I'm like, as a kid, like I grew up solo. You know, my mom would say I was the caboose since I was the last out the house. I was the caboose, you know, the train. You know, I had I got my older sister, 2 older brothers, and on my dad's side, I was like in the middle. But on my mom's side, mom kids, I was the caboose. So I was the last kid out the house. And so when you're all alone most of the time, because you got mom at work, dad at work, I come home early from school, do my homework, play my Nintendo. If I get bored of that, what I'm going to do? I'm going to imagine things, John.
Yeah.
I used to think about all the movies I was watching at that time. Never Ending Story, Friday the 13th, Action Jackson, Commando. So, of course, I'm in my bedroom thinking I'm Action Jackson, jumping around. That's why I was so happy to see Carl Weathers when we went to Fan Expo. Because I'm like, I used to play around in my bedroom. What's up? How you doing? I had to entertain myself. So Lost in Play, this is that game right here. It just takes me back to those days. I'll be sitting on the stoop by myself, thinking I'm in Commando. Stick around.
That is my 9-year-old daughter this summer. Lost in Play. That's the title of this year's summer for her.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. All right, next game. I was reading something that Toria's put. I'm like, she's asking about when we're talking about electric car stuff. All right, but this next one here is a fun one here also. Interesting one too. This one is interesting. It gets dark. It starts off dark. And then this is a game, John.
Cult of the Lamb?
It's Cult of the Lamb. an upcoming roguelike action adventure developed by indie developers Massive Monster, as we saw at the beginning, and it's published by Dover Digital in this game. So you can start your own cult in this adorable but dark game in a crumbling world of ritual and ruin. That sounds familiar. Utilizing a powerful gameplay loop based on building dungeons and dragons. I say building. So yeah, you got, like I said, it's kind of weird here. You got cults, rituals, and all this interesting worship stuff. And this is for little kids, potentially little kids. That's just the first thing. Shepherd your flock. It's giving you tips. It's giving you tips and details. You can build your worship, your church. And I'm watching this game, John. Watching the preview last night. I'm like, beware of false prophecies. I'm like, this is a game?
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, from your 2-point campuses, you could build and become a school president, to now this. It teaches you how to be a cultist, but in a cute and adorable way. That's how they're packaging it. You know, it's like they have the mindset of what's his name? That God, I'm trying to think of Stephen King. The mindset of Stephen King talking with Disney. All right, Stephen King trying to sell this and then put in a nice little package. It's all cute and adorable cultist game called Cult of the Lamb. You're the little cute lamb that gets possessed and da. So go check it out.
There's some great comments coming through on Twitch on this one, on Cult of the Lamb, where you get to learn how to run a cult, apparently.
Right.
Rick says, and parents used to be worried about Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly. And you even know that's real if you've seen season 4 of Stranger Things.
Right.
What did they think? They thought all Hellfire were cultists, and they were just playing freaking D&D, man. I've been wanting to play D&D since I was like 9, since I saw the movie. And I knew it was what it was about. It wasn't about worshiping nothing. It's playing a game and trying to be a victor, trying to win, trying to beat the sorcerer or whatever, the king. But then people that didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game here, I don't know. This one's a hard one to sell.
And then Mad Style 1911 says, Mom, I want to be a cult leader. Like kids after getting this game.
Hey, if you are a parent and you're at GameStop, Best Buy, you see this game, it's going to confuse you because you're going to see this little cult, this little lamb. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to pick that up for my kid. Boom. There you go. Go play with your Switch. Go to your room. A few days later, your son, that daughter comes out the room, son comes out the room. Hello, mother. Hello, father. And like, I want to show you something.
Let me show you. I've already recruited so many people. Like,
yes. Oh man. Well, I just know this. Everybody does their job as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Then that kid is going to just enjoy the game for what it is.
Just
it's a game. It's a game. Once you hit the power button, it turns off. It's over. It's just a game. It's just a crazy game. For me, I'm gonna get this game because it's just crazy and fun. I'm like, what? How far can I go in Cult of a Lamb to be? And what happens in this game? I gotta see it. All the crazy ritual stuff. It's just interesting. It's all interesting as we know today with the world that we live in. We got Big B says Madden week. Madden next week. Madden's coming out next week.
We need to have like a special show for that.
We might have to do that. Yeah, next Wednesday. Yep. We got that coming up. And then Saints Row. They got a new drop this month. A Saints Row game, John.
Mm-hmm.
That's a game that we may have to do together because it's similar to Grand Theft Auto. It's open world. You basically do what the heck you want to do when you want to do it, how you want to do it. You could be a space alien and I could be a turtle. Okay. And I could have an AK-47. You could have a bazooka. You could have a Lamborghini, and I could have a helicopter. It's just whatever.
Yeah.
And somehow there's missions to accomplish together as a turtle and as, what did I say you were? I forgot too. You were a turtle. I was a turtle. I forgot. Anyway, whatever. You could be whatever you want in this game.
Okay.
Wear what you want. Be who you want. and that thing say I've never played it, but I'm like, what? I have to play this crazy game. It's been around forever. It's been around just as long as GTA's been around.
Okay, so here's let's get. I got this fancy computer, right?
Right.
Can I get it on PC?
Yes. Yeah, you can get on PC.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah,
let's set it up.
Crazy game. I mean, it does have like missions to it, and Perfect Mad Style says Saint Row is GTA unfiltered, and GTA is already crazy.
Yeah,
like it's Grand Theft Auto. When this game came out, I'm like, they made a video game. This is okay, i.e. like this game, Cult of the Lamb. They made a game called Grand Theft Auto. When this game came out, I was in my third. I was here. I just got before I got to Green Bay. It came out in '99, 1 or 2, and I said to myself, if any of my nephews or nieces are playing this game, they have lied to my brothers and sisters. They said, Dad, Mom, can you give me this game? They're not paying attention. I said, don't let your kids play this game in terms of Grand Theft Auto. And they have 2, 3 Saints Row. I know Big B's mentioned Saints 2. Saints Row is for free with gold on for this month. I think that's on Xbox. Yeah, Saints Row. Just to see the previews watch it when you get a chance. Okay. I know you're probably watching it right now. It probably looks like you're watching something right now. But yeah, it's a fun game. We could have a good time. We could definitely have post conversations. Oh man, remember last night we were playing Saints Row and what happened? Oh man, I've had great stories from playing GTA, the last one, GTA 5 online with a friend of mine. I told you this story. I think I mentioned this before on the stream. I'll mention it again. It is this is classic GTA. So when GTA 5 went online for I believe this is the first time. Good friend of mine, Ben, he and I were going to be bank robbers. So we both said to each other, you know what? We're not expert bank robbers. Let's start slow. Let's start small.
Okay.
Let's rob liquor stores first in the game, obviously,
right.
In GTA, let's go rob liquor stores. So we put the game plan together. We got all our weapons ready. We got the getaway car ready to go. All right. I said, when we walk into the store, Ben, you cover my back. I'm gonna stick up the guy at the cash register. Have him put the money in the bag. You watch my back. That's all you gotta do. Watch my back. Everything's going as planned. We get to the door. I walk in. He stay at the door. He watch my back. I go to the clerk. I stick up the clerk. Give me the money. Put it in the bag. He's like, "Hey G." He's like, "Come on, we gonna have to abort." I'm like, "Abort?" I'm like, "What's the problem?" He said, "Hey, another team of people came up. They got RPGs. They about to blow me up with a bazooka." He's like, "Abort. Plan over." I'm like, "What?" So when I turn around with my character, I turn around and look at him at the door. I turn back. The dang clerk has a shotgun and shoots me in the chest. I'm like, "What?" We like, time out. Game over. Respawn. We like, respawn, please, respawn. So we respawn. We dead. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We was like, all right, that didn't work out. That didn't work out. A couple of days later, we playing it again. We was like, all right, let's try this again. Same freaking thing happens. So it's like we get third party, basically. We're trying to hold up a store, and every time we try to hold up a darn store, somebody else will come in and jack us. We like, this GTA Online is crazy. So that'll be Saints Row for us.
Nice.
It's gonna be some fun, just good stuff to talk about later. It's hilarious. I was like, man, this game is unbelievable. I'm like, we're getting jacked third party style before it became a thing. I think that was third party, and before I heard it in the game, because that's a Fortnite, Apex, any battle royale game, that's what they call it, third party. And when you got two teams already fighting it out, and then somebody comes in from the left or the right, takes everybody out, you got third party. I got me and Ben. We got third party, John. We got destroyed. Like, all I see him, I turn around, I just see the bazooka or the rocket come in and let him up. I'm like, oh my God, this is too funny. This is too funny. Now, speaking of too funny, I gotta hold up, me catch my breath. Whew. All right, compose. Scene. All right, let's get over to recap Miss Marvel on What's On Stream.
Row, row, row your boat gently up the... sorry. Excuse me. It's time for What's on Stream.
And real quick, we had the Stone Samurai says, I got to put this up in the chat. It's a good one. He said, I wonder if Saints Row will see more success since everyone has to wait until 2054. He's jokingly, obviously, sarcastically for GTA 6. Yeah, it's going to be a long time because that game, we don't know. And Big V was have you. Has John played? Have you played?
No.
I don't think you played Saints Row at all. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's so fun. All right, so we're here in What's on Stream now. And I got to get video up.
So this is episodes 2 and 3 of Miss Marvel.
So we talking about Crushed and Destined for episodes 2 and 3 for Miss Marvel. And I'm going to get some graphics up here real quick. Oh, there's 1, 2 right there.
I can start on episode 2.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
All right, so for episode 2, it kind of starts off where Kamala has like this great confidence as she's walking through the school, right? Because she just had this superpower moment, and so she's very confident in herself. And then she goes along that episode trying to kind of figure out her powers and what she's capable of. And they try to figure out like where everything's coming from. Where's this? It's coming from inside her, they say. And then she meets this guy, right? There's this new guy who's this cute looking boy or something like that.
Kamra, by the name of Kamra.
Kamra. He gives her his number, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's one part there where she gets a number and she's so happy. And then there's like this musical scene where she's like dancing in the house. I thought that seemed a little silly, but
I've been in that moment. Everybody's had that moment when they've been
what they're trying to do.
They've been talking to a crush because you could tell she likes him, even though she has Bruno. Bruno is lost in friend zone right now. Yeah, her friend Bruno. So when you see that crush, somebody you have a liking for, that's the world around you. You're gonna swing. You're gonna be singing, dancing in the rain. I feel where you're going, John.
Yeah. So I totally understood what they're trying to portray there. I just felt it was a little bit odd. I think also in this episode we hear the story of her great grandmother during the partition and boarding the last train out in
British occupied India at the time.
And there's some of the hallucinations she's seeing. That's I think at the end of episode, or maybe that's episode 2.
Yep.
But she keeps having these hallucinations. Happens while she's also at her dinner table, and she keeps seeing these things. And so we're trying to figure out what's going on there. And then at the very end of episode 2, so spoiler alert, that cute guy who she started to become friendly with, all of a sudden picks her up as she's being chased down, and kind of picks her up, and his mom's in the back seat. And that's the scene we just saw there on Twitch. So I don't know. I liked episode 2, the way it moved along. And then real quick on episode 3, you get deeper into the story, and I'll let you kind of talk about 2 and 3, but I thought 3 just kind of was a slow episode in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, so for 2, I like the crush part where she's, going into her head about, oh my God, this guy's so good looking. And he did the flip off the top rope at the party.
Yeah.
Like right there. Like, it's like, once he did that, it was game over. So and this is the scene where you started everything here. But yeah, seeing him doing that flip, I was like, game over. He's in. She likes him. There's the look.
Kamran is that how you pronounce his name? Kamran?
Yeah, Kamran. And like I said, Bruno, he gets put in a friend zone there. But yeah, I had a feeling, like I watched it. And look at Bruno. Look at that look on Bruno's face. Like, come on. He's like, bruh, friend zone, it's coming for you. It's coming for you. So, but getting that character like that introduced, like Kamran, I was like, okay, he just pops out of nowhere, literally. And I wonder where this is going to go. But obviously, once you meet her mom or his mom, I'm like, questions. Are they good? Are they bad? What they know that she doesn't know. Because remember, she's still figuring out herself with the bangle, being Miss Marvel. They call her Nightlight. Even though the show is Miss Marvel, she's not going by that now. She's going by Nightlight. As everybody, oh, Nightlight. They see it on social media, almost saving people, and some people getting hurt. One kid, I think, twisted his ankle when all the glass part, was able to help him get down. So yeah, it's fun to see it. I like it because it's just a different way of Marvel describing telling a teen story. You know, there's so many teen shows out there, movies about being a teenager. Now this is one that, you know, from a different point of view, a different culture point of view, the Indian culture and how they do things and how they, you know, talk amongst each other and talk and I say evolve in the world that we live in, that they live in, and even though it's a fictional world, you see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's from episode 2. Definitely, I was like, it's a lot still to be answered, and she's still learning her powers. She's still learning how strong she is or what she can't do, and then also now who to trust. You know, that's what's coming up here in the next episode that we're going to talk about, Destin. Destin, episode 3.
Why on our screen do we see Ant-Man right now? What is he doing?
Well, this video is just doing the whole Marvel thing because Miss Marvel. Real quick, I want to bring up on the actress, Miss Marvel, Iman. Her name is Iman. Iman Vellani. She's actually from Canada, but she is of Pakistani origin. But check this out. She was in high school. I think she's about to be a senior or a junior in high school when she got this role, John.
Nice.
I mean, it's so cool to hear that she's about to be a senior or about to graduate. And her goal was to go to college and to be an art and design major at the Ontario College of Art and University and Design in Canada. So she had it all planned out, and then boom, oh yeah, you're gonna be Miss Marvel. I'm like, how dope? How dope is that?
Wow, you know, that's a great story.
You know, I mean, she was probably already in acting classes in high school and all that, but now all of a sudden, Marvel comes knocking. Kevin Finch says, "Hey, we like you. You want to? Awesome. We got this role for you. It's called Miss Marvel. Have you heard of that? Have you heard of Miss Marvel? Anything like that?" And boom, because she's 18, 17 now, 18 years old, and it's like boom. Now you're an icon in the Marvel. You're a character in the Marvel universe, which now is an icon because it's the biggest universe in the comic book battle right now between DC and the Marvel. So I think that's pretty cool to have that. And I say, if they could, let me see if I'll get off of this and click on to the episode 3. So you can start off with episode 3.
Yeah. Well, real quick video. Yeah. So episodes 1 and 2, I thought gave us a lot of information and really moved the story along really well in the 40 minutes of each episode or so. So I really liked the first 2 episodes. It kept me interested. And like you said, and like we've talked about, it's kind of like this new story told in a different way. Episode 3, like I said before, to me just kind of was a little slow. She meets the team of the clandestines, or the Jinn. She's considered a Jinn as well. And you kind of find out their intentions and what they care and do not care about. Still talking to her grandmother too, trying to find out more information about her great grandmother. And it's, I don't know. And at the end, her best friend finds out she has powers too. Is that
Nakia like was unaware. It's like, why you didn't tell me?
Yeah.
But and then I'll let you finish and I'll go into
but real quick, and just my last sentence is I don't know. It just seemed, I know they're telling more of the story, but the story to me in episode 3 kind of slowed down. And I was like, let's get back to a little bit more action.
So this is what I tell my wife when she watches movies that slow down. I say to her, and now I'm going to say to you, John.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's storytelling.
Yep.
So when they tell a story, they got to slow it down a little bit. They got to slow it down to hit all the details of the background of Kamala and the history of the Bengal. You see Kamran's mom. You see Kamala's great grandma there with the Bengal way back in 1942. Or that's her grandma. I'm sorry, her grandma, but with the Bengal. So that is why it slows down, because now storytelling has begun. You can't tell a story and fly through it. You know what I'm saying? Because then you lose people. You like people that you're like, oh, what was that about? I missed it. Da 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 da. If you try and get back a gear, and here's the Jinn, where they get introduced to Kamala here in episode 3. So that, again, this was for me like, okay, I've seen this before where you meet a group, but it's like, what's the question? Why are you really helping me? Or why are you interested in me and the Bengal? Is it just me or is it the Bengal? Like the questions that are running while I'm watching, and if I'm sitting in Kamala's shoes, and like, they know what I can do, or they probably know more about this Bengal than I do. Because I'm just getting used to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at, because I've seen this scene before. You know, they're going to act good to get where they need to go, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
I've seen enough comic, movies, TV series to know this is the setup to try to get what they want. They're going to be nice, and then boom, they could just snatch it. You know, it's like taking candy from a baby. You know, and this is where Bruno is little kind of figuring out why you ain't contact me. You're in the friend zone, Bruno. Just so you know that. I don't think he realizes that. He's in the friend zone.
I think he's slowly realizing that.
Right. I will pause it here real quick so we can talk through that. And with Bruno, you know, he had a lot of stuff to tell her back in episode 1, because remember, he got accepted to a college, Caltech, I think it's called, for his science and engineering degree. And obviously it's California. They're in New Jersey. So he has feelings for her, but she kind of is I think she may be aware, but I think it's more of a brotherly type friendship love than the actual, no, I want to be your boyfriend love and likeness to her. Because, right, like I said, when we saw her and Cameron in the room, then boom, we saw where she was like, oh, look at this dude. Okay.
Right.
He's
totally.
jumping, you know. So you gotta ask yourself, or you gotta look at her. It's like she's dealing with a lot of stuff. She's dealing with normal teenage stuff, and then she's dealing with superhero stuff. You know, getting to know your powers, finding out who you can trust and not trust, things of that nature. And as we'll see in the next couple of episodes, now I'll let it run, John. If you got anything you want to add.
Well, no, just that I'm interested to see, because I think probably next week, Ahman, we'll probably tackle the final 3 episodes of the series and give our final ratings for the series. I just hope it picks up at this point after episode 3. I really enjoyed the first 2. The third one, the storytelling, I get it. Like, I understand we got to tell the stories, but I don't know, it's kind of slowed down for me, and I will see where the last 3 bring it through. Because I'll tell you, the series can do this. They can be like, as you're going along, like, I don't know about this, and then all of a sudden, boom, it, knocks it out of the park.
Right. Well, at the end of this episode, is we see damage control comes into the fray, and that they're hunting down Miss Marvel and any other mutant from the government. But so it picks up at the end once we get to her brother's wedding, Amir and Taisha's wedding. That's when it picks up, because the Jinn is like, you know what, we need this now. We're not waiting. They're getting impatient, basically. And so right here you see Nakia and Kamala. You know, Nakia is like saying that Nightlight is is then brought in damage control to the mosque. They're looking for her, and she stepped up and protected them. So there's a lot going on for not just Kamala, but all her friends and family. They got, like I said, the wedding's about to come up here. But like I said, the Jinn now is in the spotlight. Like I thought. They was like, okay, we introduce ourselves. We asked nicely. Now we're going to have to come take it. And that's where the episode ends. And so it picked up at the end a little bit, John. I know it got a little slow.
No, it did. It did. Action-wise, yes. It definitely picked up a little bit at the end, for sure.
All right, we got a good question here by Big B here in the chat. Says they never explain how the rest of the people have powers without the wristband. True. And I think they did, Big B. So if you listen to the part, you go back and listen to when they explain the clandestine, the Jinn, that they were all at one point in time of the same power way back in those times. And I say you go back to the scene that's coming up here with Kamala, his dad, and Bruno, when Kamala's dad goes and gets his little fruit pie from the liquor store Bruno's working at, and he remember Bruno's studying up. Kamala asked him in that last conversation, what are the Jinn, what are clandestine? Can you help? Can you look it up and Google it, basically, and then let me know what I can do? And I think that question, what you just asked, Big B, gets answered during that scene, because Kamala's dad reads out the paperwork that Bruno had and explains everything about the clandestine. Are they genies? Are they got powers and all that? But hold up, before I get out this scene right here, I just want to say real quick, I got one of my best friends. I'm godfather to his son, and his son, they named his son after me. His name is Ahman.
Oh, nice.
It's his dad, my friend, is Indian. His wife is Pakistani. They have 4 daughters, bro. and you just saw the wedding scene of the family of Amira and Taisha. I can't wait for those four daughters to start getting married, because a traditional, I'll say Indian wedding, it's like it's a week long. Dancing like that, food, you travel to other countries or other cities for 7 days, John. I don't know if you know this. And you remember when on all the reality shows, the wedding show was real popular for a while there. Every other episode, they showed a Middle Eastern family getting married, and it was an entire week. So I'm like, man, I got four. My godson has four sisters. I got 4 weddings coming up. Oof. That I get to get in there and jam like them, and get it on. Good food, good spirits, everything. Families getting married and everything. So I just needed to point that out before we jumped off of this and ended the show.
That's crazy. I have enough hard time back in the day. Like, okay, you're taking my Saturday when the Badgers are playing.
You ain't gonna say that at that type of wedding. No. Middle Eastern, Indian, Pakistani traditional wedding. If you better come in and you better have your dancing shoes ready to go.
Bad. So they're going to take. So if you commit to that, you're taking away Monday night football, Thursday night football, all day Sunday, the college games on Saturday. Like you expecting me to miss a week of football?
Yes.
Okay.
It's worth it. Just like we talked about Randy Donuts, it's totally worth it.
Okay.
Totally worth it. So at the end, like I said, we see Jen comes into the wedding, busts the wedding up. So we have a lot to be answered for Kamala, Bruno, and crew, and the Jen, see what they're all about. Because I don't think they're really trying to hurt anybody, but they want to get home. They want to get back to their dimension, basically. That's what they're trying to get there. And I think I'll end it there because we got to get going here. But, yeah, I think the Jen is they're trying to get there, and they don't really realize that they might have to. They know what they have to do, but they really don't think they have to do.
Gotcha.
So, and then Big B says, Ahman just wants to dance for 7 days. Yeah, I do. It's a good workout. Dancing for 7 days is a hell of a workout, and you get food. You get fed, great food. Indian seasoning is probably some of the best seasoning on the planet, next to Latino Mexican food. Oh my God, the seasoning is just it makes everything taste great, tastes delicious. And then Big B said that's why they invented TV mobile apps, John.
So I can watch my football games on
there you go. You could be at the wedding, you could dance, and you could have your phone right in front of you, like
touchdown.
Yeah. All that. There you go. So we are at the end of the show. So I want to say thank you to everyone. John, thank you. I know I held you a little longer than you wanted to be, but we had great conversation. So next week we'll be back, same thing, talking about what's going on in the news of video games, esports, and fun stuff like that. Updates on the leagues of Call of Duty and Overwatch is coming up. I'll give you all that too, and then more this or that, and then our recommendations for game releases, and of course some more. We'll wrap up Miss Marvel. There's some good other stuff out there, John. Mr. Sandman on Netflix is out now. I Am Groot. We could talk about that, like we mentioned, so we could pick one of those to get into for the following week. But then again, we'll be back next week here, same bat channel, same bat time. Ahman Green Gamers Lounge on YouTube and Ahman Green TV here on Twitch as well. So everyone, thank you for coming in, and have yourself a great rest of your Wednesday hump day. And we'll see you next week. See you next week, John.
Brought to you by Bet Online.
Oh, what? What is happening here? That is new. What is going on? That's weird. It never clicked off. Am I losing my mind here? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Boom.